All right, we're now going to go through implementation of particles. I'm also going to talk a little bit about prefabs in Unity. So let me kick this off here. All right, I dropped in some new sprites. So if I put the first one into the scene, it's this little dancing flame. And as you can see, it's kind of blurry and not really working the way I want it to. So just like with the other ones, I need to go and select all of these sprites that I've dropped into this project, and under the project, get those selected. I need to change the filter mode to point no filter, compression to none, and hit apply. And then you see that makes it nice and crisp. And just like with the character and their animations, I need to make sure that I set this up in the same way. So if I select this infinite flame here, and I'll just call it infinite flame 1 based on that's what it was called in the other game. But if I grab that first one and just kind of change the name, that's the one I'm going to be building everything on. And so with that selected, under animation, I will select create. And I will call this flame anim. I'm going to call it _1, whatever I'm going to name it. Save that out. Okay, so that created the animation as well as the the animator that I've got attached right here. And so with the animation, I need to make sure that this is selected here in the hierarchy. I'm going to start dropping in the sprites. So I'll drop in the first one, I'll drop in the second one 5 frames later, and these I'm going to do just roughly 5 frames apart at first, and then we'll get a feel for if that's appropriate or if I need to adjust it a little bit. And for this final one, in addition to placing it, I need to place it one more time 4 frames later so that it plays for a full 5 frames before doing the loop. And so just by dropping that into this animation, now I can hit play and I can watch this flame just kind of dance back and forth. All right, it really is that simple. So the same as the way we set up, or I showed you in previous videos how to set up a character to be animated, you can do the same things with particles. These, once more, can be things that are part of the environment, that are flames or clouds moving or water falling or, a spider web shining or shimmering. All of those are particles or are effects. So with this in place, now I want to talk very briefly about creating prefabs. I'm not going to go a super deep dive here, but these are things that are going to make this more useful for you. I generally tend to create an additional folder with at the same level as I'm creating stuff for this, and these are all in the background. So I would create a new folder, and these would all normally be in their own individual folders and stuff like that. But with this new folder, I will call this prefab. I'll call this background prefab, or I could call it particle prefab or whatever else. But if I open that up, if I grab this object that's here in the scene under the hierarchy, and I just left click and drag it down into my project, that creates a prefab. So you can see that this has changed to be a solid blue cube, and it's changed the color of the name. That's now a prefab. So instead of having to set it up each time manually, I can simply drop in prefabs into my scene. Actually, let me set these down here behind the characters, and these would be great if I had like torches or something else that they were sitting on top of. So if I had some torch brackets on the back wall here, then I could have these set up, and that way when I go and hit play, I'll have some flames dancing in the background. So like everything else I've talked about, have fun exploring this. Take a look at how prefabs have been made in your favorite games. Start trying to dissect that and reverse engineer it. And then start doing research yourself, not just on games, but researching how those things are created in real life. What do flames look like? What does smoke look like? What does a campfire look like? How does water splash? How does water ripple? And as you start to observe and dissect those things, start figuring out how they function, you'll then start being able to create it yourself. So have fun playing around, trying to create particles, and see what you can do when you add it into your own stuff. Anyway, hope this helps. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, let me, there we go. Bye.